Now, concerning the collection for the saints, as I have given order to the churches of Galatia, even so do ye. Upon the first day of the week, let every one of you lay by him in store, as God hath prospered him, that there be no gatherings when I come. And when I come, whomsoever ye shall approve by your letters, them will I send to bring your liberality to Jerusalem. And if it be meet that I go also, they shall go with me. Now I will come unto you when I shall pass through Macedonia, for I do pass through Macedonia. And it may be that I will abide, yea, and winter with you, that ye may bring me on my journey whithersoever I go. For I will not see you now by the way, but I trust to tarry a while with you, if the Lord permit. But I will tarry at Ephesus until Pentecost. For a great door and effectual is opened unto me, and there are many adversaries. Now if Timothy is come, see that he may be with you without fear, for he worketh the work of the Lord, as I also do. Let no man therefore despise him, but conduct him forth in peace, that he may come unto me, for I look for him with the brethren. As touching our brother Apollos, I greatly desired him to come unto you with the brethren, but his will was not at all to come at this time. But he will come when he shall have convenient time. Watch ye, stand fast in the faith, quit like you men, be strong. Let all your things be done with charity. I beseech you, brethren, ye know the house of Stephanas, that it is the first fruits of Achaia, and that they have addicted themselves to the ministry of the saints, that ye submit yourselves unto such, and to every one that helpeth with us, and laboureth. I am glad of the coming of Stephanas and Fortunatus and Achaeus. Yes, I can't say those names right. I apologize. For that which is lacking on your part they have supplied, for they have refreshed my spirit and yours. Therefore acknowledge ye them that are such. The churches of Asia salute you. Aquila and Priscilla salute you much in the Lord, with the church that is in their house. All the brethren greet you. Greet ye one another with a holy kiss. The salvation of me, Paul, with mine own hand. If any man love not the Lord Jesus Christ, let him be an anathema, Maranatha. The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with you. My love be with you all. In Jesus Christ, in Christ Jesus. Amen. it would be Monday, August 18th, 2014. This is the Watchman News, and this is your host, Mike Callahan. And that was one butchered Bible chapter. I apologize for that. I didn't even go over that one, to be honest, before I did the show like I normally do. I didn't even go over that one, or else I would have went and gotten the pronunciations of some of those names. Wow. Yeah. Talk about butchering. That is the end of Corinthians. 1 Corinthians, though, and tomorrow we'll be starting 2 Corinthians and continuing on with the Corinthians project. So, as you can tell by my screen, I've got a lot of stuff going on here, and as I work through things, I will change up the screens and stuff, but I've got to edit shots, and I'm going to do that during the show. There's a lot going on, so I'm bringing you some live feeds from Ferguson right now, and then I have a live Reddit feed. I've got like 4 million screens up on my computer right now, so bear with me on those. And let's see here. Trying to combine a couple screens here, because this is another screen I wanted to be up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a shot edit. Right now what you're doing is you're seeing my desktop while Suspicious Observers is playing, which I'll get to in a moment. I'm going to edit a shot and kind of edit this stuff in here and make it look just a little bit better, at least I hope. And I'm going to try and bring you as much as I can as far as keeping up with the latest, tell you what has gone on already. I guess really I should probably get to Suspicious Observers first, let you see that while I edit a shot. That's going to be pretty fun, because I just thought about that. You'll have to watch Suspicious Observers on the left side of my screen, and you'll get to see me edit a shot. How's that sound? Okay, so without further ado, let me get Suspicious Observers going. And, oh, looky, flowers for the cops. Sarcasm. You gotta love it. So let me get Suspicious Observers going, and on the right-hand side of my screen, I will work on editing a shot and getting a shot together, and we shall go from there. How's that sound? Let me get that going. This is Suspicious Observers. The link's down in the About tab. And I need to get you guys some audio, don't I?
Good morning, folks. We're starting off with the latest official update on El Nino coming this year. I found the past few updates a bit flip-floppy, but oh well. They do expect a moderate El Nino, and it might be starting now. Here's the latest drought look. Just out of curiosity, if they had cloud seeding pegged back in Vietnam, how hard could it possibly be to end the drought out west? I don't like it when they mess with the sky. I'm just saying. Ice update. Arctic still in summer decline, but well off the record marks of 2012. Meanwhile, the Antarctic ice is at a record high, as has been the case for over a year now. Extremes both ways. Folks, the earthquake index at suspiciousobservers.org has fallen into C range for a couple of days, and as of this morning, we haven't even seen a magnitude 5 in the last 24 hours. Factors should re-ramp by the end of the weekend. There wasn't much happening on our star the last day, more of the all quiet, but we did capture a limb ejection where much of the plasma returned to the star. The solar wind has calmed down considerably. Speed and density are within normal range, and the KP index is low. The smooth curves of geomagnetic calm are returning to the sensitive flux. Meanwhile, the solar flaring is rising ever so slightly. We don't expect fireworks, but we indeed have some development on the disk. Baby spots on the south in 2 places. Northern incomers spreading and trying to grow, but as of now just haven't quite mixed magnetically. We'll keep our eyes on the meeting points to see if they complex throughout the day today. Incomer needs a bit more work. Down south, you see the dark coronal hole exiting the disk. After that, we're staring at blue coronal fields blocking all openings. Even that positive green pinch doesn't appear very relevant at the moment. Otherwise, our biggest eruption threat, the vertical plasma filament, decided to destabilize and slightly slide right back down into the sun. It is now far less of an ejection concern, and the horizontal filament out in front of that is now turning towards the departing limb. Folks, with the Uyen space weather factors waning, we're down to just 2 tropical systems, and one is weakening as it heads north. What remains is Carina in the eastern Pacific, and this one shouldn't pose much of a threat to anyone in the coming days. We'll quickly catch the top 2 convergences today, hitting eastern Australia, and from the edge of the Rockies east into the Midwest. The mobile observatory is in South Dakota at the moment, and the thunder is rolling. We're going to run through Weather Online's thunderstorm warnings for the day, followed by the Earth wind map current conditions, and even with Helio viewer lagging a bit, we'll get a couple shots of our calm star to close. Eyes open. No fear. It's 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and that's the news. Be safe, everyone.
Going ahead and letting his music play out. I know I don't normally do that, but enjoy the view and the music. I hope everybody's doing okay. It's been kind of a crazy weekend for a lot of people, especially those living in the Ferguson, Missouri area. And there you go. That was Suspicious Observers. As always, thank them for what they contribute to the world, actually. And they do a wonderful job. And, well, he does. I don't really think he's got anybody doing anything helping him. And I haven't heard any more about News in 3 Minutes, so I hope them guys are doing well and their project's going well and all that good stuff. I think I about got this set up here, I do believe. It does look like it. So, let's go ahead and transfer on over to that shot. There we go. That's a little bit better. Gets my desktop off of things. Now what you're going to see on the left side here, this is a live Reddit feed on the left-hand side. And it's what I've been listening, or not listening to, but watching for the last several days, however long this has been going on in Ferguson. What you're going to see on the right side is 2 different streams. Well, the top one is just a single stream, a video stream off of live stream, and the bottom window is actually has actually got 6. Well, he's got 6 windows up. They're not all active and going on. What I can do is I can bring in the audio from one of these here, so maybe you could hear a little bit. I've been keeping an eye on things. I haven't saw somebody that goes by the name of Tim. Well, his name is Tim Pool, and I haven't saw him yet pop up tonight. I'm waiting for that. Yeah, once in a while we have to reload these for one reason or another, and there's not a lot going on with the audio. I'm just trying to get this one back up here. Hats off to everybody.
There's racial profiling by the police, but they put the blame on the police, and they talk about the police in that manner. So I'm gonna go back to my original mission, heading down West Florissant, see if I can.
Okay. Hats off to everybody involved in bringing this to us. And the reason why I say that, let me go ahead and mute this audio here since you can't really hear much anyway. hats off to everybody that's helping bring this stuff to us. It's a blessing. It is. These people are doing a wonderful job, and last night it was really apparent just how much in harm's way some people are willing to put themselves to bring you the story, the important story. In fact, I was going to play, let me pull this up. I don't know what's going to happen when I move these screens around here. Oh, wow, absolutely nothing. Okay. It's the first time I've ever done a screenshot edit like this, so bear with me. I am working on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play for you a couple videos that were uploaded by someone on YouTube that goes by Old Marine 1. I've pretty much respect everything he's ever done. And I was going to do play a couple videos that he did concerning the situation. And the reason why I'm going with his videos is for the simple fact he caught it, and I don't have to edit it and get it all back. You know, I don't have to find it, edit it down. I'm beat. I was up rather late watching feeds and just anything I could get my hands on to watch to keep an eye on the situation and understand what's going on. Of course, the National Guard's there now. There's a lot of craziness. But what I wanted you to do is, I'm sure a lot of you have seen the press conferences and everything else, and you're aware of the claims that last night that the protesters attacked the police. They threw Molotov cocktails and all that good stuff. That is incorrect. That is a lie. That is a lie. And that I want to clear up first thing. I want to get that cleared up and out of the way right now. They were attacked. The protesters were attacked by the police. The police were the provocators of the situation. I assure you of that. It's a fact. And I'm going to show you that fact right here in this video that you're going to see here on the left-hand side of your screen. So there's two videos. Let me go ahead and play this first video. I'll play this second video, and then we'll get on with anything else. I'll check for more updates and stuff. Yes, this is yeah. What can I tell you? I mean, there's other news going on in the world, but I think we better pay very close, particular attention to this. And right now, our rights as the United States citizens are being threatened, and they're being violated. Without a doubt. There's free speech zones set up. There's, a free speech zone set up. This is ridiculous. It needs to stop. And the only way it's going to stop is if we, the people, let them know that we are not going to have it. This doesn't have anything, and I'll get to that in a minute. Let me go ahead and play the Old Marine One's videos, and then I will get to my rant with the situation, okay?
What you're going to see here is you're going to see how police fired tear gas behind the protesters first, where there was not a lot of people, and then fired tear gas in front of them to make them run directly into the tear gas. And so even if they were leaving, even if people did want to leave, they were still going to have to run into tear gas no matter what. So are you surrounded now by tear gas when you were filming this? As I was filming this, completely surrounded by tear gas, and if this camera was pointed up, you'd be able to see tear gas in front of you. In fact, in a couple seconds, you're going to see a large cloud. Oh, there we go. Not there.
This was happening during the first initial attack. And police said that they used multi-use cocktails against the police, and that was a lie.
More seconds. What's going to happen is they're going to fire tear gas straight at these guys. The
people in the crowd did not throw nothing at the police.
Sorry. Sleep bad. Hey. You got hit pretty bad too. You got hit pretty bad? Yeah. Do you want to tell us what happened? What? Do you want to tell us what happened to you?
Well, starting when?
When you got gas. Talk about when you were at the front.
Well, I mean, it was hard for me because I didn't really get to the front where people started shooting tear gas. But when was it? Like 7?
You saw the radio reporter get fucked up, right? The radio reporter, the lady, that girl that I was helping, and you said I have to go.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so I started getting tear gas when, I don't know when it was.
No, it was after we hit that intersection with that one cop. There was just one cop there.
Well, you told me to go to Canfield and West Forest, and then I started running up when the march started happening. Yeah. I got halfway to where Target was, so about halfway here, and then we started moving in, started shooting the gas, and then started running away.
Did you see anything from the protesters that would have provoked the police?
Not as far as I could tell. I got reports from police officers that were saying that they threw Molotov cocktails, But
you're saying you didn't see any of that, and you were at the front line. I'm saying that I had video rolling literally the entire time from when the cop trucks pulled up to when they started firing tear gas. Not a single Molotov cocktail was thrown.
Ryan
There you go,
was
friends.
at the front line, and he told me that there was an 8-year-old kid that was getting tear gas pretty badly, and there were no Molotov cocktails.
There you go, friends.
This is media reporting this. This is media reporting this. I mean, multiple angles of media reporting that there was no provocation. None. Let's watch the second video.
This is what they were throwing at everybody. See that? That's what they were throwing. Okay, now let's move on to this, guys. This was an incident that just happened. Okay, this was a fire that was going on. Listen to this.
Get the fuck out of here! You can't turn right up, or you're getting yourself with this!
The lights off!
Get now! Leave it on! Get the fuck out of here! You're in the wrong way!
I got it!
What?
City police? I said, city police. I want to know the name of that officer. Calm down. Don't turn that light on because they can't see. Okay, the light is on. So we came running over here and told me, get the fuck out of here. I will shoot you with this. Okay, he's still saying that. I got it. You got all the noise. As long as you just keep the lights on, I think the lights turned off. But the light is not a threat unless you guys keep saying. Yeah, well, I'm going to keep the light off, officer. I promise you, I will keep the light off. But I was just threatened by that officer, and I'm a member of the media. Where's your car at? My car is over. Give me a call. Tell him to bring it up. I will bring it over. I will bring it over to Captain Johnson. Okay, yeah. And I want you, officer. I'm asking you to go give me the name of that officer who just shot. I'm not shooting him. I'm just better me because I'm talking. We're pointing the finger. Okay, I'm not pointing my finger. I'm asking you guys. Right, your officer just ready to go directly in my face. That is a violation of my First Amendment law. Are we done? I was supposed to do. Are we done now? Now you say I give his name. And I'm going to address it. Are we good here? We're good here. Once I get that officer's name, we're good here. Okay, listen to me. Yes, sir. My name is Captain Todd. Captain Todd Ferguson. Yeah, okay. I'm Captain Todd. You want to get settled down? Yes, sir. Somebody to rub it through that. Somebody to that's it. And I will address it. All right? Yes, sir. My name is Captain Todd. Captain Todd, thank you. Okay. I will give you some eyes. Well, I'm probably see you're going to be busy for that. I'm probably see you again tonight. So, okay. Just be cautious with the light. I will be cautious. Thank you. So who you guys with? I'm with the Post Dispatch. I'm with radio.com. Yep, Kane is right there with you. That's what happened. Walking up on you the whole night. So that you have the light on. I mean, because he was saying the light on. I'm just trying to get the light on. Okay.
And after I had turned my light off, he kept walking right towards me. The light was off, and as he advanced towards me, he pointed his weapon directly in my face and told me, this is a quote, a direct quote, get the fuck out of here.
I heard that with this.
And he pointed his weapon into my face.
Time your name, please.
Mustafa, M-U-S-T-A-S-A, Hussein, H-U-S-S-E-I-N.
ArgusRadio.com.
ArgusRadio.com.
You're here in St. Louis?
We're here in St. Louis.
Okay.
Believe that, guys? Our news reporters are being threatened with their life. And they're being questioned like dogs. When we get back live, I backed this up to some research. Yeah, I'm live streaming this, dumbass. I'll refresh this, guys. Get back live. This is how you do it. You stop this stuff. Okay, I gotta say this, and God bless you. Everybody gives us advice.
Okay, and I want to apologize for the language that was in that. I probably should have warned ahead of time. I really couldn't remember that. I should have remembered that there was bad language in there. But anyway, the point is, the media, multiple members of the media was threatened last night, some of them with their life. They were told to leave. I saw that Tim Pool was there, and he had he's got another camera crew, 2 young ladies, and so he went off the air for a little bit, and I was watching their feeds, and they were getting ready to leave. They were actually going to leave. They were originally waiting for a press conference last night, and it just kept taking forever and forever for the spokesperson to come out and speak, so they decided they were going to go ahead and go back to their vehicles and go on their way. Well, on their way out of the mall that the media was corralled into, they were approached by a couple officers. Well, they had seen, as they were walking, they had seen some people getting arrested. And so they started filming it, and they were just talking, and everything, as far as I know, was all good. They were approached by a couple officers. The officers said that they could not be there, that they had to keep moving. Well, first of all, they're media, okay? They're media. That's all there is to it. So they were told that they either had to go back to the area where they were doing the press conference, or they had to continue about their way to their vehicle. So they decided they were going to continue back to their vehicles. They started back, and then they started to pass this bus. And this bus, all of a sudden, they heard prisoners banging on the windows and stuff. So it caught their attention, and these prisoners were wanting to be filmed. So they filmed them, and they were yelling that, they were being detained. They were arrested for no reason at all. And they didn't really get to stick around there much, because the officer returned back to them and told them that at that point they had to go back to where the conference was being held and that he was going to escort them. He threatened the female carrying the camera several times that if she didn't shut the camera off or point it at the ground, there was going to be action taken. And this is getting ridiculous. This is going too far. There's something going on. Let's pop up and see if we can get a listen here. Hang on.
They said they don't start the record up to my ground. Let's
You guys, if we could please move to the media area. Please move to the media area. We do not want to block anything off.
You hear that? Immediate area.
Please move to the media area. Please, thank you. That's all they're asking is that we move to the media area, either across the street or to the media area. Thank you so much.
They went that feet. But you hear that? A media area. So there's a protest zone and there's media areas, and we don't have that stuff here in the This is the United States of America. We do not have that stuff. We are Americans. We are allowed to go where we please. We are allowed to film what we please, when we please, where we please. This is the United States of America, and that's how we do it. This is martial law. Do not mistake it. Don't cherry coat it. Don't let anybody else tell you any other name for it. Knock it off. It's clear and present martial law. And it is our duty as American citizens to get out and let them know that we will not have this in our country. We are not in danger everywhere, everywhere we look, every way we turn. We are not in danger. We need to stop acting like we're in danger. We need to stop victimizing ourselves, because that's what we are doing. We are victimizing ourselves. We are putting ourselves in these cages and locking ourselves away because we're afraid of everything and everywhere and every person, and it is absurd. It is crazy. Let me mute that. That's it is really absurd and crazy what is going on within our own minds. And the only way we're going to achieve anything is to get out there, get active. Look at all those people out there. There are tons of people out there, and I hope they remain out there. Now, they have decided to lift the curfew. There was a curfew for the last 3 nights. It was decided that there is no more curfew. However, there is a free speech zone, and people weren't even allowed to, marches were okay, but gatherings were not. Well, it looks to me like there's quite a few people gathered. Okay? So, what's going to happen tonight? I don't have my crystal ball. Turns out it was a snow globe. But I have a feeling that tonight is going to cause more of a reaction than last night. Last night, everything was cool, everything was calm until the police provoked it. When the police provoked it, things got nuts fast, and rightfully so. After the police did their provocation, there were multiple reports and instances of gunshots fired. I do believe there was multiple people shot. There's a lot of stuff. I've been really trying to keep up with everything and keep my sanity at the same time. There's been so much, just so much. It's, it doesn't scare me. This is what needs to happen. The American people need to stand up. We should be tired of the police state. We should be tired of, we can't collect rainwater, for Christ's sake. Okay? There, in many places, they're outlawing any way, shape, or form that you try to get off the grid. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. It has become a country of complete control, absolute complete control. And it's 7:39 my time now. It's going to be a very, very, very short matter of time before those officers you see are going to be dressed in riot gear. They will be completely donned in riot gear, carrying, fully automatic assault rifles. And I hate saying that word, fully automatic rifles. Okay, and in their case, it seems to be more like assault, but it's going to be a totally different situation. I don't see good things happening tonight, and turning it over to the National Guard, I personally do not think is the better way to deal with this situation. I think the smarter way to deal with this situation, and I said something to somebody on a Facebook status that was discussing it. We need to let the militias move in and take over. That's what we need to do. And if that makes you cringe, please don't let it. Our government has done everything under its power to demonize the militia and make the militia sound bad. But let me tell you something. The militia would be more than happy to help here. They would be more than happy to step in. They would be more than happy to help protect people's homes and businesses. But right now, they can't just step out on the streets carrying their semi-automatic weapons, okay? They can't walk out on the streets carrying their semi-automatic weapons because the cops would shoot them, right? See, the people that have issues here don't have issues against the militia. They have issues against the police department, okay? So why are the police there? Okay, and I understand there has to be some type of order kept. There has to be, something put in place to help people. Because, yeah, there does need to be a level of protection. That's common sense. Unfortunately, people don't have the common sense to prepare and understand that the only true protection is themselves. So there lies an issue. So since there are so many unprotected people out there and unprotected businesses, somebody has to step in and form a layer of protection. Right now, considering the situation, considering everything involved, whether these people are out there protesting because of what happened to Mike Brown, or whether they're out there protesting because of the obvious police state, there needs to be some kind of a level of protection. Now, the reason why the National Guard isn't any good is because there are people out there protesting about our rights as citizens. Okay, and that even further makes it look like a police state. Even though it's kind of the National Guard's job to take care of situations like that, it's still going to cause that feeling in people's minds. It causes those feelings in my mind, and I understand that that is the National Guard's job. However, militias are just Joe citizens like you and me, and they're not, they are totally unbiased in the situation, totally, There's video of, in fact, I'm not saying they're militia members. I'm not saying they are, there aren't, whatever. I personally don't know. But a tattoo shop last night, Kenny Cool from We Are Change St. Louis, had a video up on his Facebook page of the people that I guess some of them work at the tattoo shop, or but anyway, they were outside of the tattoo shop armed with semi-automatic rifles. Apparently they had their act together. They had spotters. They had, they knew what they were doing. They were doing things correctly, and nobody was going to mess with them. Nobody wants to get shot. Okay, nobody out there walks out there with the intention of saying, "Hey, I want to get shot." Whether it be these police officers, whether it be the protesters, whether it be rioters or looters, nobody wants to get shot. And as long as you put somebody out there that the people don't have a beef with, you're going to lessen the chance of something like that happening. You're going to ease the tensions of something like that happening. So this is the situation. This is where we're at. We've had a no-fly zone that has been put up over Ferguson. I believe that goes until the 25th, if I'm not mistaken. Let me pull up another thing here. My wonderful Facebook page here. And again, I reminded people, 3 words: problem, reaction, solution. Those 3 words are key in understanding what is going on. And what happened last night. You create a problem, you have the reaction, and then the solution. And that's exactly what happened last night. The police made it look like, and from their conference made it sound like, the protesters got out of hand. They had to deal with it. Everything's safe now. We saved the day, yada, 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 yada. But all they did to anybody that takes the effort to find out the truth is prove that they are not going to stop the police brutality. Obama had a conference, a press conference today, and he's a bunch of came out. I'm trying to withhold my mouth here. I'm trying to be decent. He was saying that these vehicles weren't, and all this equipment wasn't distributed amongst all these agencies for these reasons. They were for in case of a terrorist attack, and he's against the way they're bogus. Those vehicles, that equipment was put there in case of civil unrest, because they've known for many, many years we were going to have civil unrest when we found out the truth. And when I say we, I mean all those people that still have their head in the sand. Because when we're talking about myself and other people, we've been trying to wake people up before it got this far. I mean, for years we've been trying to get people to understand what's going on in this country, and sitting back and watching things get worse and worse and worse, and really not that many people were waking up. I think this could very well be a wake-up call, and I hope it is. It's a bittersweet thing, because you really hate to see your country in turmoil. You really hate to see your country be threatened, as well as people's way of life, because if things go sour in this country, our way of lives are going to change drastically, and most likely within hours' time. Within 2 to 3 hours' time, you won't know the face of this place. It will be totally different. Just take a look here. Just take a look at what happened here. Look at how quickly places got looted, and things got destroyed. And just imagine if we had a national situation, just how quickly that would happen. It would not take long. And then those stores and everything else, they wouldn't have supply. They wouldn't be resupplied or anything like that. We have to keep these things in mind. We have to remember these things, because they are, in my opinion, it's an imminent situation. It's going to happen. It's not going to be long from now. So it's kind of like ripping a Band-Aid off. Are we going to do it slow, or are we going to do it fast? Well, the only thing we can do is sit back and watch and see. And if you have any if you have any opportunity, get out there and be a part of that Band-Aid getting pulled off. And I personally, from my own experience, I like to have a Band-Aid pulled off pretty quick. Get that sucker off, get the pain over with, because people in this country have already been oppressed enough, and how much more can we take? I mean, people just can't hardly make it these days with bills and everything else. It's just rough, why make it any harder on us? But anyway, I posted something about the NOTAM. No-fly zone over Ferguson from today till the 25th. Reason to provide a safe environment for law enforcement activities. Only relief aircraft operations under direction of the state of Missouri are authorized in the airspace. Isn't that crazy? Isn't this crazy? Right? I mean, I can't tell you with 100% certainty, but I don't think that they had restrictions, no-fly zones over the LA riots and all that. I think this is kind of a new thing too. And if you ask my opinion, I think it's practice. Excuse me, that's what I like to call it. No, I don't like it, but that's what I call it, is practice. I think they're getting ready to do this on a large scale. And unfortunately, this gives them a good opportunity. Now, I wanted to bring something up also about last night and when the protesters got attacked. There's no other way to put it. But They were there protesting, and there's video of this too. You can find video. They were there protesting. They were doing their thing. And the police first launched tear gas behind them and then launched tear gas in front of them. So that either way that they decided to run, they were going to have to run through gas. There was an incident to one reporter that was talking to Tim Pool last night. She had a friend that's also a member of the media that got caught up in the tear gas. She was throwing up. She was overcome by the tear gas pretty bad, and she was on the ground, and she asked an officer for help, and the officer told her no. So this is ridiculous. It's out of hand, and this stuff needs to get out. What the police are doing, you would think that they would lighten up. I mean, considering that the people are upset over what we can at the least, at the minimum, call excessive force, okay? I'm not choosing sides, and that's kind of one of the things I was wanting to talk about, and we hadn't got there. We got 10 minutes left, but so anyway, I see all kinds of people picking sides like this is a football game. You know, it's either, you know, I stand behind Mike Brown or I stand behind this police officer, what was his name, Darren Wilson or something, and they're picking sides like it's a football game. And not many people are paying attention to the violation of our rights as citizens of this country. And they're too busy, you know, wrapped up in their reality TV world, is what I like to call it, to understanding what is really going on, the big picture here. And the thing of it is most any of us doesn't have a dog in the fight. We're not, you know, most of us don't even personally know these people. It's just, it's ridiculous. And the racism that's being stirred up and everything, it is absolutely ludicrous what is going on in people's heads. And I ask anybody that listens to this, don't succumb to that. Don't become a part of that. Look at the big picture. Focus on what's important. Don't let them get, you know, don't let them get you to play a side and further divide the American people, because they love it. As many divisions as they can get us into, that's what they want to get us into. And it's working pretty well even in this case. I mean, it's working really well in this case. I mean, I see it on the old Evil book. You know, people just standing behind one certain side or the other certain side, and it's like, wait a minute here, let's look at the facts. I think it's pretty undeniable that excessive force, no matter what the case was, the excessive force was used against Mike Brown. Okay, I don't think that can really be denied. I mean, from what I understand from the autopsy reports, 2 shots to the head, ridiculous. 6 shots. I don't know if 4 of them were in the arm or what, but 2 in the head. One of them was in the top of the head, from what I understand, and that's just going from listening to other reports. I haven't read the autopsy report myself. I will get there. But come on, let's get real here. You know, this was a clear case of excessive force. Why did the other 2 shots? Now, it has been said that the last 2 shots were both headshots. So why did they have to be headshots? Why couldn't they have been shots to the abdomen? And first off, this officer, yeah, he needs a little more target training. He was a big guy, for Christ's sake. A big guy, right? I don't know. And that gets me too. He can't hit his body, right? Big guy. He can't hit his body. He gets like 4 shots in the arm, right? And then there's 2 headshots. To me, that tells me that he had to have been still, and that cop had to have time to really aim his firearm, because apparently he wasn't that good of a shot. We just have to use common sense here. We have to use our heads. We have to stop letting them guide us in a direction. You know, do we want to be Democrat or do we want to be Republican? Do we want to be on Mike Brown's side or do we want to be on the cop side? We have to stop. We have to become critical thinkers, and we have to just look at it for ourselves and say, wait, that don't make sense. And then we have to start asking questions, because it's the only way it's going to happen. We cannot let the world give us multiple choice questions and guide our answers, and leaving the truth out. Leaving that out is one of the answers. We have to stop letting the media, the government, and society do that with us as individuals, and then we need to collectively get together and we need to bring this to light. And I hope that maybe this is what will shake this country into speaking up and into speaking out and the standing. That's the gentleman there that you see on the top there, the top right on that monitor. That is the particular gentleman that member of the media that had the weapon pointed at his head, and he was told to get the F out of there, or he was gonna shoot him with his rifle. That is the particular media member right there that was threatened last night. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. I implore that you find live streams, that you find anything you can to keep abreast to the situation in real time. Don't listen to your local news on TV. Don't listen to the CNN bogus stuff. Watch this stuff live. Be a witness. Be a witness, because that's what it takes. It takes witnesses. That's what it's going to take for it to stop. Without people, actively standing up and speaking out and saying, look, I know it didn't happen this way. I seen it happen myself. Nothing's going to change. All they did last night was just prove that they could care less, that they are going to continue on the police brutality, and they're going to ramp it up as much as they can find excuse for. And we got to stop. We are human beings. Each and every one of us. We are human beings. We deserve better than this. Our forefathers of this country had enacted documents to make sure that these things didn't happen, but we let them fall. We the people, we became complacent. We became lazy. We lack responsibility. And I'm not insulting anybody. That's just something that, it's kind of a cycle. It's kind of one of those things that's bound to happen. You got so many years of good, so you kind of relax a little bit and you kind of kick back and say, oh, this is nice, But it's got to change sometime, You can't sit in a hot tub forever, You got to get out of there once in a while. If you don't get out of there once in a while, it's going to be even longer before you can get back in the hot tub. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe that's not a good analogy, but I think I'm getting my point across. We're going to have to sacrifice. If we want to fix this, we're going to have to sacrifice. And the longer we take to do something about it and to force these changes to be made, the more we are going to have to sacrifice. So it's up to you. It's up to you. And I don't have all the answers. I don't want to promote violence, but at the same time, I don't think that we're going to be able to fix this by buying flowers for the for everybody. I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't think saying, could you please stop beating us with the batons? I don't think that's going to really help much. From watching the Occupy Wall Street movement and watching the very same stuff go on during that movement, I mean, they tried a lot of different things. The only thing that they did not do with Occupy Wall Street was fight back. I mean, I remember seeing one or two instances. Well, I remember one for sure to where the protesters got mad and kind of took off after the cops, and the cops ran. And last night there was a tense moment to where the protesters took off after the cops, and the cops backed up. The protesters set up a barricade. It looked like a bunch of pieces of the curb or something. They lined up in the road, across the road, and made like a little makeshift barricade. Let me tell you what, you know, people in this country aren't totally stupid, and they're ingenious. And I'll tell you what, and this is probably about the best advice I could give on this situation. People in the Midwest aren't dumb. We're relatively intelligent individuals. I don't think the Midwest is a place to really try and pull this stuff off. You know, they've got a lot of people out on either coast that have been really complacent and let all kinds of crazy laws get put into effect, and haven't really done a whole lot to force this, that to stop. I mean, when you got a mayor of a major city that almost gets past a soft drink ban, and I believe that was an almost. I mean, but look at all the other things that he's gotten put into place, and look at all the on the East Coast, on the West Coast. Look at all the gun laws and all that stuff. It's absurd. I don't think you're going to get away with that here in the Midwest. I just don't think that's going to happen. You got, I worry about humanity as a whole, and I definitely worry about a society, but there just seems to be per capita a lot more people that are critical thinking and have it going on mentally, so to speak, here in the Midwest. It's just something that I've noticed. It's something I've observed, and I just don't think they're going to be able to pull it off so easy here. So I don't know. We'll pull you up some live streams. Pull you up. Like I say, I let this Reddit live feed run. I've been really watching this. You pull them up, watch it, be witnesses, know yourself what's going on. Don't rely on the media to tell you what's going on, or else they're going to give you their story, and that's often nowhere near the case. And if people haven't figured that out by now, well, they're just going to be in the dark. That's all there is to it. But let's see what's going to happen tonight. Make sure you say some prayers and have some thoughts for the people in Ferguson that are not a part of any of this, because this has to be extremely frustrating for them. And just let's hope that somehow this can work out. Somehow this can be managed, a way that we can change our country. I don't know. I wished I had the answers. I wished I had a crystal ball. I really do. I do know that things have got to change. I do know that the government and the police, they all need to go back to where they're supposed to be in the positions they're supposed to be. Our police need to be sent back to Mayberry. That's what needs to happen to our police. They need to be sent back to Mayberry, and our federal government needs to be put back in that box that they were supposed to be in to begin with. They got out of the box. Obama wasn't kidding when he said that we needed a domestic military that was just as powerful, if not more powerful, than our regular military. And he wasn't kidding, and he achieved that. He did that through the militarization of the police force. So don't buy what he had said about in his press conference today about how they're misusing all this equipment. No, they're not. That was exactly what he intended it for. The problem is now he's catching backlash about how these people are using, how the police are using this equipment. Now he's catching backlash on it. So he's just backsliding. He's just, trying to please as many people as he can and make it look like, no, you can trust us, you can trust us. We can't trust them. It's, we can't. And it's sad because there's no easy way to fix this problem, because they're not going to just, they're not just going to lay down and say, okay, we were wrong. It's not going to happen like that. It's going to take quite a bit more. So again, thoughts and prayers to everybody in Ferguson. Thoughts and prayers to all of you. Please please keep an eye on some live streams. Please keep some attention on the situation. Don't get your news from the media. Just do not get your news from the media. It's ridiculous. Now, I see in center screen up there, I'm assuming there's a Cardinals guy that's probably going to speak out. Well, no, maybe he's speaking out about baseball. It's hard to say. But that's something I watch for, too, is when prominent members of society, as people want to call them, speak out on things like this and all that. No, we need to be critical thinkers. We don't need to be looking for this entertainer or that athlete or whatever to lead us and tell us what to do. If you're going to look for somebody to lead you and tell you what to do, let God do that. Don't let mankind do that. Other than that, lead yourself. Lead yourself. Don't let somebody else do it. Be a critical thinker. Be a critical thinker. Be an independent thinker. Stop being a sheep. And I'm sure most of the people that would listen to this have already achieved that. They're not part of the flock, so to speak. But anyway, that's what I've got for you. I know it seemed like an hour of rambling to me without a whole lot of actual stuff, but hey, it's been rough. It's been rough. I'm gonna have a little bit better. Try to have a little bit better show, more organized tomorrow night with some actual hard information that I can show you and all that. But it was a crazy weekend. Last night got extremely crazy, and I wanted to relay to you what I saw, relay to you how I feel, and then we'll go from there. So that's what I got for you. May God be with you. May He walk with you. May you be one with your spirit. Make sure you say them prayers. I thank you for listening, and we will see you tomorrow. Good night.